So welcome all again. So we're just going to take a little stay away from doing mod tests and playthroughs and what have you. And I just want to have a look at some of the glorious modifications in actual vehicles themselves. So we're looking at cars rather than tractors. And we're more specifically looking at the pickup trucks and what they can offer to us. As you can see, we've got a variety of pickup trucks. We also have the Tlx pickups as well, with a variety of flatbeds that can do almost everything a tractor can do at a much faster pace and a higher capacity. So we're going to start off first looking at this pickup truck, which is the Lizard Pickup 1986. Just your very much bog standard pickup truck, top speed of 74 miles per hour, which is around about average for a pickup truck. TLX obviously go a lot quicker. So we're looking at around about £25,000 for this. And what can this pickup truck actually offer to us? Well, it can offer a stack of up to 3 pallets. As you can see on the fourth one, the tension belt stopped working. It would help if we could actually get the camera angle correctly. And it also lets you unfold the flap at the back, so you can potentially add logs. But that's about as much as you're going to get from it. And the same applies to this one. Now this one is the Lizard 2017 variation on the last one. So as you can see, it's a bit bigger, but it does just about the same job. So that's just about all that there is to say about it. So you can add logs, pallets. You might be able to add some grain to it, or you might be able to have some form of capacity. I know that some pickups do, but I doubt these ones will. And the only modifications you can do is different wheels. So you've got standard, standard 2, and then you can change the colour of the rims or the actual main colour itself. So now we move on to the Lizard Pickup 2017 yet again, but this one is exactly the same as the 2017 variation. It's just you've got more room for variation, get a few extra bits and bobs. It's the exact same price, £45,000, 74 miles per hour is the top speed. It's just more modifications, and you can actually add a flatbed to it too, which we have done on this one. And it doesn't actually do much, it's still the same sort of height. As we can see, they do cut off at the same height, so you don't actually benefit from having the flatbed on the back, it's just a flatter surface. If I turn those potatoes onto the side, you might be able to hold a bit more, probably get 2 stacks rather than just the one leaning tower of potatoes. Now this is where things start getting a little more interesting. So we've got the rumbler van here. So if we go over to the rumbler van in the shop menu, we can have this one here. So it's base price of £78,000, and you can see all the little bits and bobs that it can add, and it can specialise in these bits as well. So you can add eggs, milk, wool, big bags, tanks, net wrap, twine, and then miscellaneous. So this is what each one looks like. So this one's the eggs. As you can see, there's a pallet of eggs by the floor, and they've stood it in nice little neat boxes. If we just activate the hood, so as we can see, we've got 7,050 litres of eggs in there, so not a great deal of capacity really. I've seen better. So this one contains 57,600 metres of net wrap. Oh no, that's twine, actually, that's twine. So it's a pretty decent capacitor. This one contains 67,200 metres of net wrap, which is this one here. This one, which is your tanks, contains 4,000 litres of either herbicide or solid fertiliser, as they're the only pallets that are available in the tanks. Anything that you do get in these sort of pallets can be stored in here, but I think they're the only 2. I may stand corrected, but no, it's well, you've got water or diesel, but that's an extra added mod. And then we've got your big bags, so that's anything in your big bag pallets. So you've got solid fertilizer, seeds, lime, wheat, oat, pig food, road salt, and then if you've got the quick composter mode modification, then you can add that too. So anything in them big bag pallets. And anything else did I miss? Oh, then we've got milk here, which don't actually come in pallet form, but you can store it. I'm not too sure how it would interact with a cow shed, but you can store milk in there in these little metal containers. But obviously you can't buy milk unless it's in the big pallet form, in the tanker form, which is over here. So you got... Oh no, you can't even buy milk, can you? No, I stand corrected yet again. I'm sure there's a mod where you can buy milk. And then we come over to the... if I can get it the right direction. The bigger one. Now this one contains the miscellaneous attribute, which is just any other pallet. So like we've got pallets of seeds, or you could add furniture like I have. There's a pallet of olives in the back of... No, it's grapes in the back actually. But olives would work too. So anything that's just not specifically these particular pallets, anything on a Euro pallet similar to this, just without that cage height. I mean, you could even store eggs in there if you wanted to. But anything on these little wooden pallets, they're called Euro pallets. They can all get stored in there, and then fastened down with the tension belts. So that's it with the rumbler trucks. So they're quite handy, especially for the price. You could deliver to tractors that are running out of twine, or net wrap if you've got the net wrapper and twine add-on. You can provide seeds for your seeders if they start running out, and they're quite quick as well, 74 miles per hour. You cannot complain, they'll be there in a flash. Now we do have this one as well, which is the Lizard Pickup 2017, but it's a variation again. It's got the little flatbed that allows you to use it as a form of low loader to transport small items. Wouldn't work well with a tractor, wouldn't work well with a van. So if you've got like the little gators or like a buggy or a bike, it'd be perfectly suited for that. But other than that, it's completely useless. And then we go over to these ones. Now these are really, really interesting. So this is the Lizard 4.5 V8. So if we go over here, I think they are quite cheap. They're not too bad. Not denting your pocket massively. There we are. F100 V8, 1975. And they come in different varieties. So you've got the bale trailer, so you can add your bale. You got your animal transport. You got your capacity 4000, which holds your harvest. And then you've got a bed, which doesn't actually interact as a bed. You can't sleep there. And then, interestingly, with the animal transport, you can contain up to 3 cows, 7 pigs, 6 sheep, 3 horses, but 0 chickens. Chickens do come in their own special cages. So chickens are off limits. And as you can see, we've got 4,000 litres of sorghum in the back of here. So they'd be quite handy for your animal feeders. Then you got your animal, and then the only downside to this... Oh, it does have... I was going to say that the only downside is there's no tension belts, but there seem to be tension belts now. There wasn't previously. But I stand corrected yet again. So that's all for the Lizard F whatever hundreds. And then we move over to the, again it's just a variation on the Lizard Pickup 2017, and it's the chilled container for pallets. Now this is genuinely just more for roleplay. So if you've got a pallet of eggs maybe, or you've got something like lettuce or tomatoes or what have you, that you'd probably find would be more suited inside a chilled cabinet. In terms of role-playing basis, this is your perfect cabin. You hold up to 4 pallets in there. Any more than that, you start seeing them poking out the sides, and it just ruins the realistic gameplay. But other than that, it's a pretty decent modification. Keeps them at around about a temperature of 0 to 5 degrees. So it's a genius idea, especially when you come to roleplay, because giants have left a lot to the imagination, and the realism isn't quite there yet, but it is getting there. So then we move over to yet another variation of the Lizard 2017. Now you'll see that they change colours and that, so I can differentiate between these two easier. But this is just your regular flatbed. I think it was this one actually that didn't actually contain the tension belts, and this is correct. This one's the one that didn't have the tension belts, not the previous one. So there's no tension belts whatsoever to be indicated. And this is supposed to contain bales, logs, what have you, so they're just going to fly around there, so it's quite useless. This one is quite useful. It contains diesel, as you can see on the back. Warning, danger, diesel, diesel, fuel, and flammable. On the side of this one, it contains water or milk, which is quite useful for transportation purposes. Here you have herbicide or either solid or liquid fertilizer, so that's quite useful if you're running low. I mean, it does have quite a nice top speed as well, another 74 miles per hour, which is a recurring theme here. You can store it to 3 pallets on the back, so it's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. I mean, that one stores 3 pallets and just stacks on top of each other, but the balance will be iffy, and we'll come to that later. And this one's got your gooseneck, so this is for your trailer extensions. So that can be quite useful. I've never actually seen any use for the gooseneck at the moment, and I've been playing this since day 1. So that's the majority of them. So let's move over to the big hitters. Now these are the Tlx Trailers. So this one's 86 miles an hour. If you upgrade the engine, it does perk up to 127 miles per hour. Really, really quick vehicles. And they can do anything your tractors can do at a much quicker pace and with such a high capacity too, because TLX are just your unrealistic variation on here. So as we have here, we've got this, which contains, I think it's 82,000 litres worth of goods inside. So that's anything from grass to grain. You got a flatbed with a gooseneck in the middle. You've got your regular flatbed, which also contains a gooseneck in the middle. We've got this one here, which is just another bale loader. A flatbed to store bales as well, with a gooseneck in the middle. I think everything has a gooseneck in the middle, actually. Oh, well, that one doesn't actually. It's made me stand corrected yet again. But yeah, these are all high capacity and low volume too. And this one is for forestry. That's just the same trailer, but with the back panel removed. And you can add your logs to this. And it comes with tension belts too, as does this one. And so does your pickup trailer. And this one doesn't, because it's used for grain storage. And this is your standard flatbed as well. So obviously that comes with it. You can convert this into a slurry tank spreader as well, or a manure spreader. They're quite handy. And then we move over to the even bigger new release of the TLX, which is the, I think it's the first 3500 series. And this has a top speed of 114 miles per hour, but it's a lot heavier than the last one. But this is the forestry trailer. But the trailer that we have over here, which is this one, that one has a staggering 102,000 litre capacity, so it's not as big as the TLX semi-trailer, but it's getting there. It's half the capacity at a quarter of the actual physical volume of the trailer itself. The only issue with these is that the trailers have a really, really, really slow unload time, and it can be quite daunting and quite ridiculous as well. I mean, it's not really daunting, but it is ridiculous, because one unload can take like 45 seconds or so, or you can stick it in the big TLX trailer. 250,000 litres can be gone in a matter of 10 seconds. So it's a massive time saver to get the big tipper trailer, rather than using the tiny tipper trailer. So pickup trucks in a nutshell. TLX are really, really useful. These have the perks, I guess, for the price. The Rumbler vans definitely have the uses. These two more specifically. These will come in handy too. I mean, milk transportation, we've got big tankers that can transport milk, so, and we can attach them to trucks that have 70 miles per hour on the range as well. This one's quite useful as well, because you more storage and there's more to do. This one's useless. Low loaders can do everything at a faster speed than this. Good for roleplayer. Useless, because things will fly around. Good idea, good idea, good idea. Unnecessary, because the Rumbler van does everything. Gooseneck, really unnecessary. Absolutely useless. Good for chickens, or maybe your smaller pens. I mean, it's quick, but low capacity. Useless. I mean, at least it does have tension belts, but it's quite narrow, so it wouldn't hold much. And I do want to see how this will drive. So let's have a look at that. Let's just fasten every single tension belt. And let's see if we can actually... Well, we're doing a wheeler. We got off the parking lot at least. Oh, it's actually keeping that held to it because of the tension belt. But yeah, that didn't last long. Then let's try this one. Are we going to get any further? This one doesn't seem to want to move. Oh, we're actually moving now. Are we gonna... Should we try the sharp turn now? Because I don't think we're going to actually hit our top speed. Yep. Fly away, Mr. Herbicide, or Fertilizer. At least you stuck landing. It's more than I can say for myself. But if you've got any controversies to what I've said, please leave a comment. If you've enjoyed the video that you've seen, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.